next weekend, we have stand-up. Please come.
Yeah.
Yeah, and no drinking Black Box.
Already opened that.
Okay, get that cup there for the show. Alright, so let's welcome Black Sheep Poetry.
Cook chair.
It's not everywhere, shut up. Don't look at me. We're watching poetry. We're gonna read poems for you guys. Okay, we're gonna be reading poems for you guys. And here's something you like. Give us a little snap. If you can't fucking do that, maybe a little golf clap. Or you can, yeah, well, not like that. I don't know. Well, you're learning. And then maybe you can just smile at us and laugh even. Yeah. And that's it. Yeah, that's it. And enjoy the show. And we do little introductions, and because our theme is Black Sheep Swipes Right, we did what dating app prompt you'd be. And Zane is our first poet.
Yeah.
If you were a dating app prompt, you would be two truths and a lie.
Okay, do I just say that phone now? Okay. I can't believe I was desperate enough to download Hinge. Again. I mean, it can't be that bad, right? I already got a date. That's a good sign, right? You know, it's so weird. So much talk about loving people for who they are and about how what matters being on the inside. Yet, in spite of this, I create a carousel of photos, each a stage and idealized glimpse of my life. I mean, could you tell from this picture of me hiking that I still sleep with my retainer on? Or from this picture of me at Pugsley's, that every summer my grandma and I care for a garden of parsley, basil, tomatoes, mint, green onions, eggplants, cucumbers, red roses, blue hydrangeas, lavender. Am I not more than my pictures? My God, are our pictures what define us? What determines whether we find love? As if some app, a simple algorithm, could predict something like love? How can ones and zeros calculate the complex and the carnal, the infinities, the asymptotes, the permutations, the combinations, the love? Has my life grown so busy and the world so big that I need love to come to me? Because that's what it is. A passive love presented to us by Hinge, Tinder, Christian Mingle. Is love not an active process? We meet someone, we talk to them, we get to know them, we see where things go. And I mean, you can argue that this happens online, but when we do this in real life, we do it for our own sakes, our own hearts, our own desire. Do we really get this online? Or are we finding just another way to occupy our time for someone else's profit? Are we really finding love online? We get a stupid little date, we finally get to spend time with someone we've only seen represented on a screen, the apple of my and Hinge's eye. Is this love? Can you even call it infatuation? And yet, this is my third time downloading fucking Hinge. And yet, I'm still going on this stupid ass date. And shit, I still haven't gotten ready. Maybe I'll find love on Hinge.
Next up we have Claire! For a dating prompt, you would be the one thing I'd love about you is. Aww.
been watching you for a long time. Or maybe it just felt like I had. Maybe I'd just been orbiting around you and naively wanting. I got tired of that. So when I stumbled across your picture on the third dating app that I downloaded on the 82nd swipe that I swiped, I thought, this is it. Divine intervention. The universe's guiding hand, your pretty face on my small smudge screen, and I sat there and I looked at you and I wondered if at that exact moment you were looking back at me, sitting in your own apartment, on your own couch, your green couch, the one with the sagging center cushion and the strange stain and the peeling upholstery. You sent me the first message. I play hard to get. I let you come to me. I want you to want me, to watch me, to orbit me, and when you finally take me out, I know that it's fate. Can't you feel it? Divine intervention. The universe's guiding hand. Your shirt is wrinkled, but you ask all the right questions, and you touch my wrist just enough to be lovely. And I tell you that my middle name is Isabella. I tell you that my favorite movie is Joe Wright's 2005 adaptation of Pride and Prejudice. I tell you that, God, I can't stand the Chiefs either. I cannot believe that team. I hope they're playing the Super Bowl again. And absolutely, they're kidding around me. Xavier Worthy did not catch that ball. Because I'm cool. And I do not tell you that I know the color of your couch, that I know the sound of your soft breath while you sleep, because I'm classy. The entrees come out and you've ordered steak, rare, and I ordered steak, medium rare. We rip apart the meat like the worst carnivores, like terrible beasts, and like we're starved. And I am starving. I've been starving. I know you know the feeling. And finally, over our third glasses of wine and a half-forgotten tiramisu, I tell you that there is a fox in my garden, and that it only comes at daybreak, and that it walks with a limp, but I don't think it's sick. I think that maybe it's searching for something, or it's following something, and I can tell. I've thrown you. You take the last swig of your wine, and you ask me again about the Chiefs, and the referees, and whether or not I think Saquon Barkley is enough to beat them. Because you're scared. Because it's too tangible now, it's too real, and you don't understand yet. But you will. You walk me home and you kiss me in the hallway. The worst carnivore. A terrible beast. I let you come inside because you say you're starving. After this night, we will never speak again. Suddenly, I know this, and suddenly, I have nothing to lose. We sit down on my couch, floral, yellow, no stains, and I offer you a drink. I press up against you. I tell you again about the fox. You ask me, where's the garden? Rooftop? That must be a lot extra in rent, huh? I say no. I say, the garden isn't here, it's at home, on the farm where I grew up. You stand and you say you have to leave. And here's something to lose, don't go, I say. Divine intervention, I say. The universe's guiding hand, I say, because I'm starving. Because I've known you, and because I see you, and because I'm cool and classy and here and real, and because I understand. Suddenly, you know this. You say, you're glad you swiped right. You say, you'll see me Friday for the second date. I don't tell you that maybe even I'll see you before then. My best friend's take on why you should date me is...
What gives Nicole the right to treat me like that? Sure, me mates and I called her a fucking belly bitch. Trusting me around Brittany because I slept with her yesterday. And we were soulmates. So, to say to me that I look like that no-fur tutu guy. Too fucking far, mate. I mean, I like to see that little bog monkey try to fetch 210. Johnny. Sweetie Lovebird. Oh, right. Yeah, no, for sure. Me and babes are like this. Listen, I've got a piss and I think I've finally got enough juice to make a willy on the toilet seat. Cheers, mate. No, Johnny, you can't just walk off like take five. Everybody, take five. See you there. I'm Sam. I am 24. And I'm from Bozeman, Montana. Which is code for Malibu. And I don't quite know what I'm doing here. You see, I saw heaven yesterday, walking gently against the evening breeze. Long, tanned arms casting even longer shadows that made the moonlight dance. Flexing calves sinking in the deep shifting sands of the Spanish shore. One glance in my direction, and in his smile I found the pearly white gates. A man to anchor me, a dream alive, but not to be. I was young like that. I was hungry. I swept the apps as if they were dust clouds in my room, fervently and hopelessly, trying to make love appear where there wasn't any. So I strayed. I took up knitting, New York Times connections, and chose the road where no one fucking bothers me anymore. So yeah, maybe love is the island I've made along the way. Its cynical shores and crestfallen waves, cursed to forever seep into the other. The sun that shines upon it is black and calloused, and the sharp reef surrounding it keeps even the most gallant sailors at bay. It is there that which I cannot stay. I beg you, who could? Now I clean the spit off mics and edit clips to make people say things they didn't. Pretend like this is what love is supposed to be. Like overlapping handprints on cave walls, and love letters in every language, and calling home, no matter the time. We're all band-aids on an otherwise rapidly rotting appendage we call the human heart. Like we were born to fly, but fated to fall. I sit and I watch as the worst of our humanity is portrayed as the second coming, as the cameras shoot bullets and not pictures, as Johnny pulls his stupid pants down and pisses on the sanctity of a soul, as the dramatics get amplified to the point where maybe this is real now. Maybe we're not being dramatic enough. Because when I really try to remember that golden god, oh man, the beach boy with the disarming dance, I only see the tide rising, coming. The arms of the ocean sweep over the vision. The once tan limbs become ash. The calming breeze is now a hellish storm. The moon is red and falling down. The body turns to face me as it's swallowed by the sea, and I notice for the first time the sardonic smile resting easy on his lips. So easy that I know it was never anything else. And in my last breath before the tide takes me, I say to myself, this isn't worth it. The further I drift out to sea, circling the comfort of fast-fading currents, unmanned in more ways than one, the once gleaming island becomes only a shrinking speck on the horizon, as if one day it could be nothing at all. She took my fucking chair!
my black dress on stage, waiting for that song everyone loved. The throngs of the audience's gazes in the dark. Some leapt, done waiting for him, done waiting for me. I stood waiting to take flight, not thinking to look for her. I found the truth hidden in the orchestra, like the pain in my hands after violin practice. Everything I loved, everything I hated loving, all woven together. She was stunning. Stage lights glowed like a halo on the truth's back, blinding me just enough to let go a little each time I looked at her. And no applause came from the mezzanine, but I wanted to stay there, caught between the stage and the people's stares beneath. Stay in that moment because I didn't know how many more after that I'd make it through. But I made it this far, now I'm here. Jaded, tired, quickly checking CNN every morning, really quickly, just to see if the weddings are still on. Then staring at the screen, hoping it helps, praying to God that this app has less old men than the last one. And don't get me started on the postings under women only, where the girl has her own pictures, but then reveals an entire husband standing next to her and asks you to be her third for a night. Like, the audacity! Anyway, I'm here. Choosing pictures, writing fun facts, setting up my life like I have it together, when honestly it feels like just yesterday I learned to hold myself together instead of tearing myself up into tiny, tiny pieces trying to reassemble them into something else. But wait, what was the question? Ideal first date, duh. I don't know. I guess if I picked, you would go to the bookstore. Something about being surrounded by stories makes it easier to think of yours, you know? And I'd love to just talk. We could start with favorite colors, then move on to hometowns, and then after a while, you'll tell me of the stages you've stood on yourself, and the gazes that met yours in the crowd. Oh, and making a bookstore in the city. The drone of everyone around us feels like something big has parted to leave us room, to share something nice between us. Well, maybe not nice, I don't know if that's a word you choose. It's kind of how much humor you use to cope, but sharing something. But anyway, we'll talk about the shows, the costumes we put on, the lines we've said, the ways we've hid in the shadows on stage left before bursting or tiptoeing out, whichever one fits you more. You'll tell me how you've dodged your questions from well-meaning people scoring morality points in the name of civil discourse on both sides of the aisle, and I'll get that. I'll tell you that the few times I've been caught staring at boys, it wasn't to see them in my arms, no. It was more like to see parts of them in myself, and you'll get that. And obviously there's more to it. There's joy. There's you, who found me despite all of it, because of all of it. There's the way the city lights will glow around you, and they'll seem to frame the scene for us just the same as they frame it for anyone else. And the way that my hand will move towards yours, because for all the good and the bad, we're made to have found each other now, no matter whether you'll text me back tomorrow or not. And we'll finally hear that symphony that everyone always talks about and know what it's like to love so much without a care in the world, even if it's just for a moment. Because even though I get you, and you get me, we also both get that no one really has to get anything. The audience can leave, the news can cross out words, but you can't cross out a moment that you want to stay in as long as you can. Anyway, let's not get swept away. Sorry, I'm still kind of new to this whole dating app thing. I guess I'm just finally really happy to find a match. It's not some weird old man. But anyway, so hi, I'm Sarah. What's your name?
Yeah!
Primordial curse that lingers in bone marrow, evident in the way I sleep with my back pressed against the wall. The recurring dream I have about my mother, the ants that trailed up the stairs in summer, how my room always smells like fall. And when I was a kid, I remember that single spot of carpet my dog scratched, floorboards ridden with deep grooves, spilling red jello on my brother's floor, used in the way we lapped it up like livestock, patch by bloody patch. And you should know that your name is like a song that cuts through this unholy miasma. You were the lone woman in rolling alfalfa fields, the glinting blood like garnet amidst gray sands and milkweed, the way it feels to have a heartbeat. You were the voice, I am the echo, I yield, and I long for you in that desperate, twisted sort of way I call love. In the beginning, there was Claudia and Randy. They were raised on small, poor ranches from opposite corners of the state. And they met in the arena where the air tasted like sand, melting through the cracks of the tongue in that old Lukeland way, ancient and laden with prayer. It had taken hours to get there, riding I-25 south before cutting clean across the state of Wyoming